Hello everyone, welcome to General Orlando 327 plays Final Fantasy 13. This is going to be a relatively short episode. All I'm going to be doing in this episode is showing you the equipment that I upgrade in Chapter 11. We're going to do strictly accessories. We're not going to touch weapons until the next part of this topic at the end of Chapter 11. So all we're going to do here, if you've been watching my episodes in order up to this point as they air, then you've already seen some of this. I'm going to be doing the morale and blessed talismans that I already did on camera previously, but I wanted to do it in its own section because I wanted to also include the sprint shoes and Aurora scarves. The components that we need for the sprint shoes are all found in Yasha's Massif, Padron Archaeopolis, which I can't say today, and Mission 7, the last mission here, where you have to fight the named Seath. His rare drops are the Tetradic Crown and Tetradic Tiara, and those are the components that you need to make to create the sprint shoes. The Tetradic Tiaras are better because once you level up the Tetradic Tiara to max and then disassemble them, you will automatically get the sprint shoes. However, the Tetradic Crowns are much more common to drop. It still takes me about 2 to 3 hours to get two of them. But it takes about 2 to 3 hours to get two pieces of Tetradic gear to drop. Just spawning this fight and redoing it over and over and over again. There are no battles in between that you have to do. And the other drop that you get, not from actually the boss, the monster itself, but from the reward for doing the mission over and over, are 5 bomb cores. So that's a quick and easy way to make some fast gil, and it also helps you stock up. Bomb cores are useful later for certain synthesis projects. We aren't going to use them on these, but we will in other things down the road. So first let's go over what we need. I'm going to go to my accessories section here. Doesn't matter any inventory in that. Alright, so go to the accessories here. I've got these all sorted by category. Down near the bottom, we have these shield talisman. No, I'm sorry, I've got the wrong one. Hero's Amulet and Saint's Amulet. Those are the first ones that we need in order to make the Blessed Talisman and Morale Talisman. What these do is, Blessed Talisman, as you can see, gives you auto faith. The Morale Talisman is the opposite, it gives you auto bravery. So the Saint's Amulets become Blessed Talismans, and if you wait until this point, what I recommend is that you go to Mahabara and do some leveling there once you get to chapter 11. I usually level in that first little passage of Mahabara. It has a short area with some hoplites, and then there's a path leading off to the left that has cryohedrons and hoplites, and then at the very end there is a set battle with a Juggernaut. If you take that path down to the dead end with a Juggernaut, start the battle, and then immediately exit out of it because you're not going to win it at this stage of the game, it will respawn all the battles back to the entrance of Mahabara. Just take that route back and forth until you get the equivalent of one class of your Crystarium maxed out for each character at this Crystarium level, and then continue on through Mahabara until you fight Hecatonachir to get Vanille's Eidolon, and then backtrack out, and then you can go back to all the way back to Arclight Steppe, do the first 7 missions, and then you'll end up the 7th mission is where we are right now. So I recommend doing that to get going. If you do that, there's a chest in Mahabara that you'll get 2 of the Saint's Amulets. You'll already have had 1 Saint's Amulet, a Blessed Talisman, and the Hero's Amulet. So then all you need to buy to make the talismans are 2 more Hero's Amulets. So let's do that. Shop. You get those from... I might be wrong on this one. Let me check. Yeah, I don't think it's here. It is... Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not that one. It is Magical Moments. So we need 2 more Hero's Amulets. That's going to cost you 10,000 gil. As you see, I have about 274,000 gil right now. Call it 275, make it a nice round number. For everything that I'm going to be building in this episode, you need 249,000 gil plus the stuff that you've already gotten along the way in treasure spheres and from boss battles. So that's going to be more than enough for what we need, but you do need about a $249,000 gil investment. So we're going to take those 2. So now we have 3 of the Hero's Amulets. The other reason that getting the bomb cores is useful is if we go down here to sell components. As you can see, I've got 85 bomb cores right now. That's after selling 99 of them already. Well, 95. I didn't get all the way to 99 because I would have actually lost out on a bomb core that way. But so I already sold 95 of them. If I were to sell all of these, that's going to give you 50,000 gil. So even if you just spam this battle over and over again, the 7th mission, you can get the 250,000 that you need in 5 full stacks, and you're going to have some already from other things. The other thing, as you see here, if I go into my components, I have sold everything except some very specific items, and you can do this as well. You can sell all of your beast components except for sturdy bones, barbed tails, and vibrant oozes. Those are the 3 most cost efficient beast components. As far as the other components go, don't sell any of your ores. Anything that says "ite" at the end of it, don't sell it. You're going to need those at some point. And to rebuy them, if we go to the Motherlode, these are the prices for those types of things. You're looking at the cheapest one is 3,000. I've got 5 of them right now, and I'm going to need all 5 eventually. The price for Perovskites, actually, Perovskite? No, I think Scarletite is the one that's going to go down in price at the end of the chapter, well, basically the end of the game, the end of the storyline. But they're still going to be they're going to be the most expensive part of anything that you buy. For the most part. In this chapter for sure. Alright, so speaking of which, we are going to need, let's see, so I have 1 shield talisman, so I'm going to need 5 more Perovskites to make the rest of the talismans. I'm also going to need 3 Perovskites for the sprint shoes, because all I got were crowns. I didn't get any tiaras. So we're going to take all 8 of those, and that basically is your entire 249,000 gil investment right there. That's 240 of it. So and then we are also going to need 1 more Whistlewind scarf, and I'm in the wrong place for that. That's at Moogle Works. You're going to need 1 more Whistlewind scarf for when we make the Aurora scarves. So since we're doing that, I've got all of those. That should be everything that I need to buy to make everything. So now we're going to go to upgrade. And I highly recommend that you save before you do this procedure, because if you mess it up, you're wasting very valuable components, as you can tell. Alright, so we're going to start with the talismans. So we're going to go to accessories here. I'm going to resort them so that it makes it easier on myself. So we're going to start with the Heroes Amulets. Both the Heroes Amulets and the Saints Amulets follow the same recipe to get to their end results. So we're going to use... We don't need any of our beast components for these recipes. All we need to use for these are 4 digital circuits. Oh, that's the other thing. I forgot to go through... I started to and then forgot the other components that you don't want to sell at this point. You can sell all of your technical components except for any of your bomb any of your bomb pieces, ashes, fragments, shells, and cores. You're going to need those later. With the exception of cores, like I said, those are pretty easy to get. You can sell a bunch of those off to make gil quickly if you need it, which you probably will in order to do all of these recipes. Don't sell your digital circuits until you are done making your amulets. These amulets can actually be made basically as soon as you get on to Chapter 11, to the Arclight step. Realistically, you're probably going to have enough loot to sell to make 2 more, maybe 3 if you're lucky. And then like I say, you're going to pick up 2 more of the Saints amulets on your way through Mahabharata. So at that point, and then when you're doing the leveling there, what I generally do is level enough to make enough gil to make the other ones of my talismans, although I won't use them until probably chapter... I'm not even sure if I use them in storyline, because we don't have the last accessory slot until the final Crystarium tier opens up at the end of the game. So what we need are 4 digital circuits for each one of these, and it's going to upgrade itself to the max level. That little star means that it's at max level, and then it's going to tell you that the only thing you can use on it is the suitable mineral material that's going to change its form. So we use one of these Perovskites, and it changes it to the Morale Talisman. So we're done with that one. And then we're going to do the same thing with all of the rest of these. And these digital circuits, the reason I recommend using these is because you're almost guaranteed to have them if you've been playing through the game and collecting things. And if you don't have them for some reason, you can use, I think it's 2 shells that are the other possibility. Let me just check here. I don't actually want to upgrade this, but because I've already... So that gives you 400, 2 shells. Yeah, you can use 2 shells in place of the 4 circuits, digital circuits, if for some reason you don't have enough digital circuits. But I have not gotten to this stage of the game and not had enough, so it's unlikely that you'll have a problem with these. Alright, so there is our third and final Morale Talisman. You don't need to make more than one of these because it sets the bravery buff or faith buff, depending on which one you're using, and they don't stack. You can't use more than one. You get more than one buff or extend the duration of it or anything like that. So you don't need more than 3 of these because you only need 1 per party member, and you can only have 3 people in your party. Alright. Do the same thing with the Saints amulets. I will put all of these recipes down in the description of this, so that if I'm going to quickly, although I find that highly unlikely considering that I'm probably over talking, but if for some reason you think I'm going through too quickly, I will have all of these recipes in the descriptions and where you can get the equipment. Alright, so there's all 3 Blessed Talismans, there's all 3 Morale Talismans, and we can actually sell this last Saints Amulet because we don't need an extra one. All that does is give you faith when you hit critical levels, and of course, we're hoping that we never have to actually hit HP critical. So that's kind of part of the point of making these, is to shorten battles. Alright, and then we've got our 3 Tetradic Crowns, and these are the most complicated formulas because we have 3 parts to it. Alright, so we've got our Tetradic Crown. We're going to use 4 bombshells to max out the Tetradic Crown. And we're going to do that with all of them. We don't need to upgrade them. 4 bombshells, yeah. You can also use 2 bomb cores here. Considering that you're getting bomb cores while you're farming anyway, that's not a bad idea, but these are actually more cost efficient and less likely to be needed later. Alright, so there's all of those. And then what we're going to need is, we'll do our Whistlewind scarves as well. And these just use 1 bombshell each. Oops, I knew there was something I forgot to buy. I need to buy 1 more Rhodochrosite for the last Whistlewind scarf. But we use the Rhodochrosite and it will upgrade to an Aurora scarf. Which what that does is gives us a full ATB bar for the character wearing the accessory at the beginning of battle. So it's a quick and easy. It creates first strike if you've played other FFs. We're gonna do the same thing here. We need 1 bombshell, 1 Rhodochrosite. Then we're going to do the same thing with the last one. Nope. 1 bombshell, not 11. And we don't have the Rhodochrosite. We're going to have to buy that. But, and then we need to go to Dismantle to finish off our Tetradic gear. So we're going to go back to accessories, go back to these maxed out Tetradic crowns. And then we just dismantle them. That's going to grant us a whole slew of things, but the important one is the one at the bottom where it says Hermes Sandals, because that's what we're going to use to upgrade to make sprint shoes. So we're going to do the same thing with all 3 of our Tetradic crowns. We're going to sort this again, make it easy on ourselves. And then we can go back to upgrade, go back to accessories, and we're going to go to our Hermes Sandals that we just made. And then we're going to use our bomb ashes. I don't have enough ashes for all of these, so this is going to be not completely cost efficient, but we need 10 ashes for each one to be the most cost efficient way of doing it. And once we're done with this, we aren't going to need the ashes anymore, so you may as well use these if you have them. Then we add the Perovskite, and we now have sprint shoes. Then we're going to do the same thing for the other 2 pairs. And since I don't have enough bomb ashes, we're going to use the next best thing is we can use 2 bomb shells. Trying to remember if I need bomb fragments for anything else. 5 bomb fragments will work. I can always get the ashes and the cores easily enough, so. Alright, so then we have our 3 sprint shoes. We need to go and buy that last Rhodochrosite. And that's going to be at the Motherlode. There we go. That looks more like what I expected. Since we're here, we can sell off a bunch more stuff now. So we can go to our components. We're going to sell off the rest of our digital circuits. We don't need any more of those. But then don't sell off your superconductor or your particle accelerators. I'm sorry, superconductor, perfect conductor. If you happen to have any particle accelerators, don't sell them, but I don't think you would have any by this stage in the game. Particle accelerators and ultra-compact reactors are the other 2 major synthesis materials that are going to form the bulk of our weapon upgrades later in the game. But you can sell all of these green needles. Those are pure profit. And that's it. So then we're going to, and we can go to our accessories. Some of these accessories that we made in the process of dismantling things, we don't need. We don't need the Saint's Amulet. That was the extra one that we had. That's easy gold. We've got more than enough Watchman's Amulets, so we can actually get rid of... Honestly, you probably don't need any of them, but if you want to keep one just for the fun of it, go for it. Don't need that. Don't need anything that's going to cast shell at the beginning of battle. I'm going to hang on to it just in case. Let's see. But these... the extra auric amulets that we got, we can sell as well. And then the guardian amulets, the same thing. We don't need more than 3 of them. And the reason we have extra of these is because of the dismantling that we did. Alright, so that's that. And then... the other thing you can do at this stage in the game is sell anything lower than... yeah, anything tungsten bangle or below, you can sell all of those bangles off. You don't need any of them. Not that you're going to get too much out of it, but there we go. So now we're back up to 50,000 gil. And we just have to finish our last piece of gear here. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. Maybe that's not what I'm looking for. These are the accessories you're looking for. Alright, so now we've got all of those. With the 48,000 that we've got, I could actually upgrade at least one character's weapon to the maximum rank on the current tier, but I'm going to save those for another video. What I'm going to do now is show you the end result of everything that we just created. Alright, so I can get rid of half of the stuff that I had here. You're going to get... shoes, and coupled with the Aurora scarf that she already had on. So the Aurora scarf gives auto haste. The sprint shoes give first strike, and combined they're in the same synthesis group. So it also gives us the ATB rate plus 10. So the ATB gauge just charges that much faster. And then we're going to put on the Bravery Morale Talisman. There we go. I don't need you. I need you. And she's got the Axis Blade, which is in the same group as the Aurora Scarf and the Sprint Shoes. So she's already at ATB rate plus 10%. And this is where you get a little bit of... because of the fact that she's she's only got 3, any of us only have 3 accessory slots. It's kind of a tough call between whether you put the Blessed Talisman or the Morale Talisman on her, and it really depends on how you're using her in combat. It doesn't make too much of a difference realistically. The only reason I tend to do the Morale Talisman is because then she's more likely to use Blitz instead of Ruin when she's in Commando form. But it's really a matter of your playstyle whether or not that works better for you. Conversely, if you use the Blessed Talisman at this point, she's got Ruinga, so that could be a better option too. The other thing you can do at this point, and I don't usually, but if you switch her over to the Gladius, and you have the Morale Talisman equipped, she's going to get Physical Wall 5. So she'll just soak 5 physical damage right at the top. And she still has the ATB rate as the same as everybody else. She's got the plus 10 instead of the plus 15 that she got from the Axis Blade. The only thing that you lose, and she has a higher strength and magic stats. The only thing you lose is that with the Axis Blade, she also gets the ATB charge on attacks. So every time she attacks an opponent, she gets a little bit more of the ATB gauge charge back. So that makes her, you know, with that combination, she's lightning fast, pun intended. All right, and then you. We already had one Blessed Talisman, so I had that on her already. But she needs the Aurora Scarf and Sprint Shoes. And then we are going to run the same mission that we just finished, just so you can see the difference that that equipment makes. I'm going to try to bypass these fights because I don't care about fighting them. And once we get to the start of the mission marker, those fights will all disappear, so we don't have to worry about them. So the other nice thing about spamming this mission is that you don't have to worry about fights in between, because nothing will respawn after you fight this thing unless you go back further down than where we started this episode at. Alright, don't need to watch that. And there we go. Easy peasy. If you need some more gil and you somehow get lucky and get all of your Tetradic gear in a hurry, you can keep farming this mission. Those Tetradic gear sell very well as by themselves. Here it is. The Tetradic gear sells for... the crown sells for 15,000 gil, and the tiara sells for 40,000 gil, with no modifications done to them. So that's a quick way to... And then on top of each fight giving you 5 bomb cores. So you've got... the 5 bomb cores every fight is a guaranteed 3,000 gil there if you were selling those off. So there's, hopefully that helps you. Hopefully that gives you some indication of some of the things that you can start to get a leg up on the rest of the game. Like I said, I will do the weapons, the rest of the first tier for at least our main character's weapons. The only one that won't get a weapon upgrade at the end of this chapter is going to be Saz. He actually doesn't get his best weapon to upgrade until near the end of next chapter. So he actually goes a little bit longer without having a good an upgraded weapon. I mean, he still has his normal weapons, but that's okay because for the most part I use him coming off the bench for special situations anyway. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If this helped you, or if you enjoyed it, hit that like button and share it with other friends that might be interested in having this information. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. there's going to be more content like this. I'm also doing a full playthrough of this game, and I'm doing playthroughs of Tales of Grace's F, and I'm filming this about 3 months in advance, so I'm not sure if I'll still actually be playing Kingdom Hearts by the time this airs. I'm pretty much wrapped up with that game. I might still be. If I'm not playing Kingdom Hearts, I'll probably be playing Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So, thank you all again for watching. Everybody have a great day.